view or if you want to listen to Jafric Radio, all that you have to do is just to click the icon and you are on. So just download this app from Jafric Radio website. Yes, all that you have to do, we have 2 links, one for Android phone and one for Apple. So if you, for example, if you use Apple phones, you go to Apple Store and then download Jafric Radio and you will get and join us all the time. In and out of season, you can join Jafric Radio through the app. Okay? So, we are discussing fertility struggle. Last week, Mr. Jechi, we tackled this, and I will come to you straight. Fertility struggle. All right, we discussed a lot. But I just want you to bring out more. So, Mr. Jechi, what are you telling us about these fertility struggles?
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think last week we talked about fertility means being able to procreate.
Okay.
That is, the woman or both the man with their reproductive organs active and normal so that they can actually produce children.
Right.
That's what we talk about. Yes, and I think we went to the point of looking at the issues whereby the couple becomes infertile or they're unable to produce.
Right.
And I think we were able to sort of talk on issues and how to find solutions. So, yes, last week, yes, I think we did our best to bring it to a point to understand of a lot of viewers. So, yes.
Thank you.
We came about, yeah.
Right. Thank you so very much. I'm thankful today that we have men. One lady will join us later, but we have men. Because anytime we talk about this problem, everyone shifts the attention to women or women. So I thank God that men are here to defend the women. Yes. So let me jump to Mr. Yaya. Mr. Yaya,
yes.
Can you tell us your understanding of this fertility and its struggles?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you to Mr. Jackie for leading us last week. In fact, we did enjoy the program a lot. Thank you very much for always being here for us.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
When you talk about fertility, it is simple. Fertility is ability to have or to conceive children.
Right.
And an infertility is also inability to conceive. Or having challenges to conceive. That will also be the infertility aspect. So fertility is the ability to conceive children or quality of having children.
Great.
And that's fertility. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, you heard Mr. Yaya. And we'll go to Daddy. A lot of times we shift blames on women. Especially let's say the pressure from our families, our friends. So if one happens to go through this pressure, what will that person do? A couple. Young fan say me ne me yere aware ye break akra e wa wo ho but ebusuafo ni namfofo ene won a woni me se maware ahyase na aden na sei endie ebi kra timi ka kire mema no aden na obetina oba ba ko ho na wonya oba endie twa wo ho kakra twa wo ho kakra na saa na obi aye no se ukotosa adinimu na se pressure say eba eden na obeka ana se eden kasa kire na yebe kasa kire ye ho
thank you that's it say o mama akwanye okay o mama asa akwanye
okay
say awari ohi ye bonity say a team.
That's right.
Sana awari team. Enti team no nipa ba ko pe ebo ball. Enti die mesua ewo eye football mu ene say ye was spectators be crowd about 10,000 people almost sports stadium. Na ya bought match for about 90 minutes. Okay. And Shena finally ya mamu penalty. It ne yewu any goalkeeper no na ukobo now they are share. Enunti say ukobo penalty no na udan when you share a spectators na a war and China. Ubo say na ihu atop.
Correct.
Ube match ubo bobon pa na ye over the bar. Na went to me and share. Na what disappointed inipa no enyina sana awariye etie awariye iye oba eni bema na mo ano mo humu ho na mo se mo pe anase mo dom ho na mo beware enti mafutu sema me de bema eye awarefo no kakra ne se mo koto sa tibie nimu a eti se de wo kobo penalty enhwe spectators no na hwe awariye no na sisi
and spectators no na show aware no na sie omo de be hwa ade fo they omo be kan wa so beti de wakoma kra ebetu yes, thank you so much. Somebody prompted me that we don't have the host name. My name is Abena Poma Pokufuku. I always say a lady with a long name. You can call me Dickness Poma if you want. Okay? So, my name is Abena Poma Puku Fuku. I am your host for Home Sweet Home program. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, back to Mr. Jeche. Last week we talked about a lot of medical issues. Medical issues that, let's say, most of the people have medical issues that contribute to this infertility. And we discuss a lot about it. So I just want to ask you again that medically, what should we do if we find ourselves in this situation? In medical terms, in medical aspect.
So medical, what should we do?
Yes.
It sounds simple as your question. Of course, if you apply medication to solve the issue, then you have to follow advice of the professional trained.
Correct.
So that sounds simple.
All right.
Yes. So, yes, send you kind of who's seeking medical advisor. Of course. Then, assuming say you have found the problem with you and your spouse.
Okay.
And the only thing is you follow the medical advice of the professional.
Mm.
Hey. And you follow that, you know, and you make sure say you stay within that.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Following the advice, you stay within the advice. The one we say, oh, I have gone through it and I'm tired, I cannot. Please don't stop. All right? Continue until you see or you get the results. Right. Okay, Mr. Yaya, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you so much. Let's say if Mr. Yaya has a problem of this fertility or fertility struggle, and your parents are putting pressure on you to take another wife, what would you do?
Thank you very much.
This is personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just as we know, before somebody will come in, then the person has interest.
Okay.
So if your parents, at the end of the day, when you are married, they expect one of the blessings in the marriage. And one of the blessings in the marriage is obviously having a child.
Okay.
Yes. So, of course, others marry with that, with the aim of not even having children.
Yeah.
That one stays between the couple.
Yes.
But the parents, how would they know? They wouldn't know. All they want is to just see that once you are blessed to have to be married, you should go ahead to get the other blessing of having a child. So if after staying with the woman or your man or couple staying together for medically, when you stay together for 1 year and having at least 2 to 3, having sex about 2 to 3 times
Okay.
for 1 complete year, then, and there is no conception, or the woman is not trying to carry baby,
Okay.
then we can conclude that there is a problem. But we don't say they are having infertility problem, but we know there is a problem.
Okay.
So medically, as Mr. Jackie said, you have to consult, or you have to consult the professionals.
Okay.
So that is where we started. So the parents, they will only advise,
Okay.
or they will only tell you what is the problem. And sometimes it becomes difficult to voice out issues of this nature. But as couples, you should have people that you trust them, and they cannot be anybody than your parents.
Okay.
But the eagerness of the parents can bring trauma and other issues. So in that case, you should be able to explain to them, yes, in fact, we have stayed together, we have done enough, we have done our best, but this is the result we are having at the moment. This is what we have in our hand at the moment. So we want to take these A, B, C steps.
Okay.
So they also offer their opinion.
Okay.
You don't brush them that, oh, no, this way. Even if they suggest something opposite to what the two of you have
Agreed on.
you only have to absorb it, accept it, but move on with your own, and then tell them you are on it.
All right.
There are certain points locally, we see them. They even bring concussions and what have you.
That's right.
Some reject them in their face, and that, I think, is not fair and it's not right. You only have to receive it. To apply it, it is you. So you are in there. They will not come and force you and apply it in your room there. So you receive it and keep it whilst you are following the medical advice, as Mr. Jackie explained last week, and today he has emphasized on it. So for me, if I'm in such situation, after 1 year, I'll consider the age of my wife, and I'll consider myself, and then we will see, we advise each other, and then we take the medical professionals' advice, we seek professionals' advice, and we move on.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this case, it means that when your parents are forcing you to get another wife, you will ignore that offer from your parents.
Yes, I will.
Great. Okay.
I will, because I have to explain to them. We have just stayed for this normal, and everything, all hands, if even you show these hands to your father, he will understand. The whole thing is about communication.
Communication.
You have to communicate with them, let them feel that they are part of the whole thing. Communicate with them. Tell them that cutting off the head is not remedy to a headache. Taking another wife,
That's right.
leaving your wife, your current wife, and going for another woman cannot be solution. probably I am the problem. How will you know?
That's right.
So you don't just conclude that. And medically, we have been told, it is there, it's a public knowledge, that now it is 50-50.
Yeah.
When it comes to the problem with fertility, men and women, it is 50-50. Because men has much pressing problem. The women problem are easy to handle than the men own. And even when you go to the Himalaya, they even say the men have 60% problem and the women has 40. So you don't just conclude that because she's a woman, she is supposed to carry the baby. So if she's not conceiving, then she's the problem. No, I will let them understand all these things. No. Probably they don't have knowledge. I'll let them understand them and then let them know what we have to do and we move on peaceful. Yes.
Daddy, is it by force? Say, obi a warrior, chinchina also on and a chinchina because in Western world, if you would decide is a media warrior ma warrior no me person me woba. But going to an African continent no obi a hwehwe say obewo. Is it by force? Say chinchin warrior was say wa ne wo.
Thank you. Me that's it. Deaconess. Awali owi weira enye chinchin say e was say one oyire e wo say de wo ka ho asem. But emprebibri no ya na illiteracy so a play great role.
That's right.
E wo sa awo asemia ye ken. Inti eyame dese modi nyame this our wisdom yi e de adom mo na ye this ensem we e kire ye tiefo.
Correct.
Na unu say emprebibri no yen so
This is Jafric Radio.
Oba who say oko efichira over 28 days cycle. So now 28 days in okay from 1st to 6 days now. And I afraid baby ovulation it take place. Now ovulation ni balance a wo be man within that 6 days period no woni ni kokoshia na aye sperm no ba kope e bokushia no mo na fertilize na e ba no na dia ba. Obey me anadwudwuma obey so eye day work it ni time na oba no benya sa a time na wo se ka be man woni ni hia no it there are a lot of things contribution abayfo and a baby wo for lack of education yam fa ye fidie into baby say entie ensem bia e koso no all the time wo mo adwene ekwan Emma, a year and crofo influence on so one copy or bar for. Now, dear walk on winning says our banner walk on, one also or be one. That is the questioner. I was say, yes, classy, na you busa young. Enti awali away and yet change. When you me and a dimmer. And a baby brave or honor, a be a yali, a be ye dear making, said ye Mr. Jechi, Emma, yet. And if you a time you are making period during this time ovulation through who be me who agreement. Na bed day now no, but you bet me no about for 2 years. Na munyin send. Why? Because Timbi and mom misses our time now. I was say what is saying. Mutimi at the engine saying. Do one so a man it had the share a man. But it will be a friend say low sperm count. So low sperm counts at least I was say maybe I want to me and ya 40 to 60 million. So the fact say ultimately oba done interest automatically ultimately oba na out. Inti said ye mpani for ye di kan akire mu no. Se wo ho na se wo no yire no enwo ya. Sa ne ma me ni check ni yi na kokko check low sperm count no. Ne hunu say average number na etimi ma oba ne be ma hie mu a etimi dia wo ba no what do sa level na in row ha betumi anum bia betumi ne wo yire eso awo a emfa problem biara emfa ma ti busa ho na wan ko blame oba no
Thank you, Papa. Mesaya ba wo subiem. Aha. Na o ya sofunti me how kakra ne.
No problem.
Say ye kan sisi na wa share wa ko hospital. We be check no nye low sperm count. Bibia ye very fine. Oba no so bibia ye fine. Anka e was say oh na onwa mostly no to say na di kan ni esi oh we di obayifo bi na eyemi obayifo bi na eyi ma wo di akɔhye ha and nia ekoso kese pa wo yen the African continent sa de no obi na eyemi obi na eyemi se nti brebia no e detention abetutu ebusua bebre entem eti we software na ensem say ekoso most no so be free asofo no obekɔ no se o mame ebeyifo o mame eyi wa wo de are o mame ayese o mame ayese enti obehu say time bia no so adwen yon say o mame na amasa problem na ba so na de akasakasa eni ade enti ye no kware pa say abeyifo timi yes an your ma we say na ye no kware a say daddy yes of minim say daddy de bia o nyonya sa ade no then you betumi ayafa ho.
Very good question. Sir, in some way say, yeah, na me dese what true sa question na a team for a mood team no. Musumu bi sua bibi bebrebe efremu. No say yeah na ahomete. Say obi a we Kristo ni na afi wa bompa ya ache. Afi wa akɔhwehwɛ we see mu na ye say awo no we say bibi aba ba bibi kurem. Yeah normally no men can't say spirit no any ho before any one no men there that because Bible may tears here with Ephesians 6 so near any honam any mocha any ya and intino they are real one more but share my mema two examples in free Bible yan share a Genesis chapter 11 verses 30 na time when Yankopon a promise Abraham Abraham say ampa Abraham uba and so na Abraham no ni.
This is Jafric Radio.
Trusted God. So it maybe na ya na nyam pepere hu say okay de connect Abraham pama wo miensa ye sofo ya wo miensa ntin eduru maybe ya na sometimes no nyame ahihye time bi bi ato so say umre so a odi no odi bema na unya sa wo twen akoma no a oba na wo be wo no enye eba se ebehunu bi kwa na beye wo ba ti se Samuel.
This is Jafric Radio.
Hannah
na woni ne kure na ne kure ya wo bebrebe da biara no wusu eti bia me di gina so no empaibo no eti no office esun any pressure na nkrofo de ma no na wo se dem ma wo so no entumi moa no eti ade ba akopa ne betumi aboa no ene empaibo eti tama wo bompaye no na se nyame no na wa ye de wa close ayinum na no on kase won but mo mi hwe de okowo ye so mo mi hwe Rebecca ayani kunu Isaac one also the same thing what try onya for 20 good years and son a true prayers no where they say onyankopon e ma no e ba ne bi e dia wako wale just 1 year enti de chiri suani ye na hwe eye ovulation time no.
This is Jafric Radio.
Still as a sanity and as an encoya, vampire bonne fata actually, Netinyami di, Nina or chain akoma, na di Yamiyama, a Rebecca, di Yamiyama Zachariah, di Yamiyama Abraham, no would GBA say, God will do the same thing for you.
Thank you so much. Or chain, any empire. Said ya papa kanu. So, also say, it is some poso before be or what. And then I was here as a Christian, as a Muslim, as Bubi out Jimmy. I want say Obompai. Sunday Baya, Obedo, a free side to me, na say, Uncle Chesakai. Na Uncle Chicha, wow, for say Omo and I yell. Right. Let me go to Mr. Jechi and then later come back to Mr. Yaya. Yeah, Mr. Jechi, let's say when you have this problem, fertility problem, and you go to hospital, and the doctor proved that the fault is from your wife. Maybe as a result of the lifestyle that your wife led previously has caused this problem on her, what will you do as a husband?
Say, doctor not to me because it's a result of the past life of your wife.
Yeah.
That means he's already giving an answer. You know, say the past life caused that.
Okay. Yes.
And if you know the problem, then help us solve it. Let's say the past life, say he can make analysis. Say past life through what?
Through, let's say, abortion.
Abortion and all those kind of things.
Yes.
So the question would be, so medically, is he not going to be fertile anymore? And then can say, the doctor to me, problem in there, then he should be able to give us
the
a solution. And so can say medically, and yet possible, say, build there.
Okay.
Then you can both understand yourself, say, well, medically, in your past life, these are the things that you you did. So at present, Dr. Namiati said, and yet possible. But however, so okay, say and yet possible, or no can no nipa NTRC mo. Ebia onyankopon na obo nipa bo wiase no. Onipa ni enye possible manipa no nyankopon de. Ebetime possible. And say me Christian ni na say makoware na so ba no sa tibia no ma medically no nipa wa fam no doctor na ka chem say enye possible. Ina fam de me to nyame so. And I say me Muslim so of course nyame I say me to nyame so. Na fi de e compare because ye nya hu say nipa ahonamu de doctor just say enye yi intimidofo ma yenko empabom ni hwe ni nyame so be on both ends. But however, si bia mo boa ma no well if you are be ma you get worried say si bia akofo ba foforo eno no oni oba no betina se aka mantia se adwuma mo ba na kasa ka say o mira sisi aje akofo ba foforo ni so okasa any that means he's giving you
the go ahead
permission to do that. But beside that, to me, the main say one, say and yet possible nipema, a possible nyankopon so. And to me, that is how I'll take. That would be my first response. Yes.
Same question to Mr. Yayawan Kaubeden.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Your wife, the
thank
lifestyle she led the past has led to this. What will you do?
Medasi dickness. Niatene se enfitiase no meka asem se awade wiase ni obenya bia enhira enyame nhira na abaos. Enti unya akwanya ne kura unya ya ware ye no enyame nhira na ba ko no ana awade nu enhira no so ebine enye obi a na benya ni nyina yete ho obi ntimi ware
nukare
obi nso be ware na wawu obi nso be ware onya ba obi nso be ware na onya ba na wodwane na nkwara ne san oda ya na ne yefu ne yira fafuro enti eno no akwanya bi a aba fine yatena ababon mo ayeden emma yakọ yatu anamo afa professional line ama awie no yehu problem no si yehu problem na doctor na ma advice wa man advice sene Mr. Jackie Chichika no ye be trust ekwan etoda ye be ka se ekwan asi ba bia ekwan asi no e bia na achire ekwan da ho enti mene oban be kasa say na aba nemu yemfa manyame na yentoa so wo ye also hunu se efensen sa problem awade ya de nya de be say with my so with my akoduru ha say ansana wa kasime ware enti wanya akwa akoduru nyankopon nso ha ode ama wo nso no enti wo no also fan sa na oje nyankopon odi na okoso neta so fi se eno untumi na so opese obetoa obe ware dia na so ware oba foforo dia en fancy no nene nkasa so when ne kasa na so fi se obema sa kwan ekwanya na wo ho kwan se wo ye enti sa wo nso no dwen ho ne hu se wo na aware mienu sa bre no ubetumi because emra wo se mfa se nkramo mu no minim se emra wo nyese o 50 years no waka ko ware mienu.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you say?
Na yet ni say utimi ware 4.
Yes. Sanity. Then so and share that home. And you know, so oba na ye problem. Ni past life. Eno ne nso ha Nyankopon so wode ama wo. Nyankopon so se wode ade ama wo. Na se wo so wo se kire wo ka se mempa. Na che wo bu Nyankopon nimtia. So enti enam can alien say to cut off the head is not remedy to the headache. So because me jai anase me kwa ko war for we bit ma kwa ko war now uni problem. And so emma the Nyankopon why na say o inshira wo sa inshira ni bi. Enti bi bia ni a number 1 abotre. Number 2 fanyame. And number 3 kasa mon kasa monim hon komo communication. So there are so many factors that lead to those things. And you know, ni nyina no awiye no I was say e fanya me first. Na yete ho ase.
Tie ho ase. Yete ho ase no na meka kakra kan. Enti ase wo aware ni mu a we enye ohaw bia. So mumie no motim ho ase pa. Enyo how bia ebrosu he di hia ni say dia mohu enya si enya baby nti you are dream free so na bon pai eba aba ama enya say eye uti paye he bibia timisi ewa abrabo no mu na say wo de fasa kwan no so a ini kwan se o kase unkwa na sa asama to ne bin sida na wo se ye hye ye hoden di nti a ye ka topic we amanfo super papa amanfo bobna ekofo the parents are forcing their in-laws out from their marital home matrimonial homes and it's happening in the Western world. No, it's different, but going to African continent, it happens. Others even get the courage to bring women to their sons. That oba with your giant sinche, my brother oba be wamau. Na fano. It is hard your man a kosupa. Any bia ba fine, but yet this practice is still going on. And we need to also talk about it. So let's say, I just want you to, I'm coming to daddy, our mothers and our parents, if we happen to go through this challenge and they are pressuring us, what advice are we going to give them? Then pa futu ene de be ma ya wo fo no ebia na yakọ tosa.
This is Jafric Radio.
How no na omo so esan pia how no so amayen ama na bre so futu be ne betim de ama ya wo fo a omo be te ase
so me da se am say ya na ye kan ni nyina kwa kwagina eye kasa kire communication no it play important role ewo awariam because say the maame ne esi hunu no wona osusu hunu ni differently ana wonim opa no emowa ebia de wow ana say disappointment ebia now ye Christo ni na maware ewo onyame a Bible na me atiase say de nyame akambomu no eni se onipa biara etumi etiti maame mi kasei eni papa yi ye koye aware kronkron wudi mu bi di se ko ba ne sa eya na omo entiase especially say de wo kana yen baby a ifre no ya maame no dodo no aye illiterate so tiase ena yama eye abeyisem no susu no we are yatwin any yakoma more. Anything they will pressure you. But ekobane sana and no only a flow bema. You have to put your feet on the ground. Now no minimum at transit. Now watch it and you may be moved at the actual one. Say the missy catcher we say Bible mono a see Rebecca when could be waited for 20 years and son of the panel ever. Anna dear body in the NC. Mummy and Zachariah, a fame put the way you would differ. Ne yere so yes wo free eye Kristo abusuam akese wo ho eti akese bibi akere se sankrofo we de nyame mfa bibi emfa ensie wo no a Bible say na wo no ye obonini but the bonini nkere se nyame akroso wumbu ni se wo God was preparing them for a certain time because na wakase eye Yesu no John na eba be sie ekwan mu ama Yesu no aba an ye nyango Mary enti se nyame tiri mu pom no se wo ma kwantem ema Zakaria no ewo ntem a na nyame de wo kan na anya juma enti nyame twen ya akopom se Mary drew some certain age bia sa time na anyway sie no nyame asem ebebe na mebam ono kra be ka kire no wanye ni enti no de me kire ye tiefo no ne se minim se wo tibia sei mu a minia enyai empire bota na hwe yesie mama o eye Abraham de mama o eye Rebecca de mama o eye what is saying Zachariah susu de na masa e de ama there are a lot of people na wo wo eye sa tibia no mu a true empire bono we nyame ye ma wo no but the me pasa what ase ni se nyame no wo se de me no mi ni adwene tie no nyasa na nyame batini mu dok nyame pa obre e bia na sebe wo ba be wo akoda bia e be kama to dem a untumi nye den en handle and was me makwan ma en social e bro wo deaconess so me manento it nyame nim se e bia sa time me di e banama wa you can handle it e bia e di e bi be ma wa ma
akoda Radio
e be kama to dem ama enam so e be ko problem be bre di apa it mini aba ma wo tibia no ma ene wo ma men kasa se ya se nyame ne wonim na nyame kan kire se wo ngo na emum emre no ebeso aka kitu ebi na eduro with this explanation wo ma men wo awofo no betena no minim se ebeye adwuma e di ama mini ewutie mi ampa awo ne ma mentie de enkrofo ka memfa pressure nto ho so nyame di na koso ne bompaye. Yesterday is gone, another day has come. Every blessed day, God wa ye niam afoforo. Na minim se o beba ba be sraw abra wani enaso.
Mr. I've go to Mr. Justice Straight. Thank you, Papa. Nyame eye niam afoforo. Obitumi aye amount. E mind so a me put pressure on yourself. Chain na ebeba. Mr. Jechi, let's say that your wife is putting pressure on you that give me children, as is that Rebecca did to the husband. Give me children. I want children from you. What will you do?
Give me children. Yeah. Mini fight. Give me children. It's like telling me to do it every night. Give me children. Me de mini pa. My children. I want you to go for that. Me na we could give me children. And then you may be any young counsel. That's what I can do.
Oh, okay. So feel that pressure to listen.
Okay, give me children. Ni na also for akano. Nyankopon ni edi di ni tuni so. So ni ehwe ni nyame so be. And say nipa akwan no esia. Onyankopon no nim ni e oye. And also for kind say ono nim say emre ode akora be ma. Yes, say I was meditating on it myself. Say you worry whether you were Muslim, whether you were Christian, whether you are Jewish, whether you are whatever, the moment I'm able to click it together, no, there is God's spirit that develops there. Enti onuna sa honhunu na ebe dimonim ekwan befa so na nyankopon so de honhom hye mo a onim emre se modie bibia everything is predestined. Don't think say ofa oban kofi ani die onyim ni ntino wa hoden. I'm telling you that is not it. Nyankopon nim.
That's right.
It's no so for canon. E bi so nyankopon hu say odi obimpon bi e be fa so. Na sa obimpon no be na so hyase semri. Na sa obimpon no e say fa wo asomasi so. E say wo na wo friends say honhom ana koma betumi de atete sa obimpon no. Enti mire ni nyanson ye. Sa aye kan ye ho nyankopon betumi aye. Tien ka say nyankopon de hwen so ne ye. E bi so a nyankopon o she den delay o nemum e bi a suban bi afoto bi a wanti a koto suban bi mu no nyame adwempom no sa suban no say wan free mu no am ye can say sacrafo
no one sacra.
Yes, one me sacra if say na dwene say odi ho obimpom bi fa o life so nemu wato suban bi mu a e bi eni ni mabura enti ese o free sa dibianum na obesisa ansa na odi sa abofra na ma enti se no so for kanu no kre nyankopon de hwen so ne ya ka so de mo de ma
Okay.
enti me se me ka kire amanfo ni se oban ka se me ma no abofra me ma afra wo mi de mi fa e de be yan se e bompaye ya ko hwehwem doctor say bia o past life say no man first question say bia past life and I say bibi na esi kwenti nipa ni so de the moment obeka say nipa ni so de enye possible no e ho no ese me no meyire no e de ni to otwiri ampone so ne ye koso se ye bompa de asere.
Yes, sir. Bibia and Sunyamiye. I remember one of the programs that I watched, and the lady whose womb has been removed, and medically it wasn't possible for her to get pregnant. But through prayers, the lady got pregnant. And it was something that blew the mind of the doctors. How something, a sac developed in her womb, in her stomach, to cater for the child for 9 months.
Yes. There has been the same instance in this church before.
Yes. There is nothing beyond God's power to do.
This
So
is Jafric
sometimes you
Radio.
need to wait on God. A friend told me that elephants, it takes time for them to give birth. But you can see the dogs, they just give birth every year or something. So if you happen to find yourself as an elephant, you have to wait. And when your child comes out, we cannot compare the child of elephant to dog. Yeah. So all that we need to do is to exercise patience when we are going through difficulties in giving birth. Mr. Yaya.
Yes, Dickness.
So why you be bia frintim be bia danekwem na oyere e pressure. So one mami oba me kume ho. So one mami oba me say, is it a possible grounds to divorce your wife?
Thank you. I think the answer is no.
Okay.
But as a man, as they always say, you have to be bold. You should be. It's one of the problems, again, when it comes to marriage. It have ups and downs.
Great.
It have difficult times and the good times. So you cannot conjure a child. Nobody can do that. All you can do is to follow the process, have copulation, having good sperms, to be able, healthy sperms, to be able to fertilize, having a healthy egg, strong womb, strong fallopian tube, to be able to hold, to fertilize, and a strong womb to be able to hold the embryo. If all those things are okay, they are there. The rest, you leave it to the maker. A woman pressuring me, I don't think a woman can pressure me. I'll talk. Just as the elders say, communication. Communicate to her, let her understand. Even your ages, let her understand. This is our ages. It plays a role. Everything is fine with us. We can't conjure. We only need to do our best. Let's follow the process. If the time is ours, it will surely come. If we will not be blessed, there's nothing that we can do. Even if we buy, it cannot stay in the house. Meanwhile, you can buy.
Can buy.
So I want my listeners to also understand certain things.
Great.
When you are about getting married, you should consider your ages. When you are looking for a child, you should consider your ages. Currently, there are 5 stages of age when it comes to women.
Okay.
For the men, it is not specific, but there is a lot to do with men than women. You understand? But for the women, we have 5 stages. That is maybe from 14, the woman begins to ovulate. At that time, she's very fertile, very strong. And then when you go down, when at the age of 21, that is from 21 going, she becomes very, very fertile, potent, strong. You see? So the fertility is very strong over there. And when a woman becomes 28 going, nowadays, the decline of conception begins to decline. It begins to decline. And then when she gets to 35, then the percentage drops to about 30%. You understand? So you have to put all these things into baskets before you try to fight whatever way you want it. And you can only do these things when you follow medical advices, because they will advise you. And for the men, they have a lot to do. Nowadays, when it comes to sperm count, doctors don't concentrate on that. They concentrate on the morphologies and then the health of the sperms.
Okay.
When the sperms are strong and then they have good morphology, they have very good tail, the good energy to swim, and their shape also counts. All those things are able to help them to swim into the fallopian tube to be able to fertilize with the egg.
Right.
So what I'll say is, if you have problems, please go through the processes, consider your ages, go to the doctors, they will advise you. Last week, if you listen to the program, the resource person, Mr. Jechi, was saying they were advised to stop bathing with
The
hot water.
Yeah.
What does it mean? It means when their body easily become hot, and the sperm like this, they don't survive in hot
places.
They become weak. So when they become weak at that time, they can't swim. And when they cannot swim, they will remain in the womb, and they can't go to the fallopian tube. You understand?
Yeah.
So when they get there, they finish. They raise there. So the egg will remain there. By the time the egg gets to the womb, the lip is closed, and they cannot fertilize. So if they had not seek professional advice, and then they
Keep
move
on
on
bathing
a
hot
whole lot of things.
Yeah.
It becomes, you see, the testes, there is a reason why the testis is outside and the womb is inside. Because they need to control the temperature of the testis and the sperms. During the cold weather, or as we are in the AC now, when you go to the men, you see that the ball becomes stop. Like, because they have to control the temperature.
Okay.
During the hot weather, when you see the men, when you are bathing your child, you see that as soon as you see him, the ball becomes very weak. It descends very soft. All those things happen to control the temperature of the sperms so that they will survive. You understand? So please, my advice is, first, let's consider our age. 2, let's consider medical advice, and then let's follow.
As for the age, when it comes to the men's side, does it count?
It doesn't count, but the quality of the sperm will count also there. The quality of the sperm also counts, and then the general lifestyle. Okay. You can be as young as if you don't have good lifestyle, good healthy eating, the quality of your sperm cannot be as somebody who has it. So all those things, you must consider all those things. We call them, there are certain things we call the non-pharmacological treatment. The doctor will look at those things, advise you on them before he moves on to the stages to assess you. So let's not conclude. Sister B, as soon as they went, they were taught to bath,
This
and
is
they stop
Jafric
bathing.
Radio.
Then you will not go. Then you stop bathing hot water. We don't do things that way.
Yeah.
You
You
see,
have to
always
check
seek
your own.
professional advice, and then with support of prayers, then you get results. But if you just conclude things that it has a lot. Especially when it comes to sperm analysis, it is very difficult as compared to that of the women. There are a lot to do. And if you want to also revive, change the shapes, the quality of sperm, it takes time, at least 4 months. That is consistently on medication. You see, because the sperm formation takes about 4 months. So they have to make sure that they recycle you are until. And then it also has to do with the medicine. So please, for me, if we have problem, let's resort to professionals, and then they will handle us the way
Let the professionals
Thank you.
handle the problem instead of dealing it by yourself, and at the end of the day you will not achieve any result. Thank you so much, Mr. Yaya. You've enlightened us so much on this. Papa, asam na yɛden asam na yɛden paa. Na mepɛ sɛ mebisa bio sɛ yɛyɛ mmarima sɛ yɛayɛ mmarima na obiara barima biara susu sɛ anaasɛ nnipa nyinaa ɛhwɛ sɛ ɔbaa yi ɛna ɛwɔ sɛ n'afu pie ɛna ɛmpie. Nti mostly no the problems no yɛ shift kɔgu mmaa no so. Obiara ɔbaa yi deɛ ɔyɛ bonini, ɔbaa yi deɛ wayɛ sei, ɔbaa yi deɛ wayɛ sei, obiara wɔ nea ɔbɛka afa ho. Nti sɛ kɔba sɛ saa mfomsoɔ no ɛmfiri ɔbaa no na mmom ɛfiri ɔbarima no. Mesan ɛba biom question na baako a mebisaeɛ no meba so biom ɛmfiri ɔbaa no na mmom ɛfiri ɔbarima no a ɔbaa no nso bɛtumi agyina saa asɛm wɔ so sɛ ɛmfiri me nti megyae awareɛ because yɛhu sɛ awareguo bebree nso wɔ saa area no. Me deɛ yɛkɔhwehwɛ mu no yɛsɛ ɛmfiri me ɛfiri ɔbarima no. Enti me deɛ mentumi ntena awareɛ wɔ ɛhu biom ɛma me ma ɛnka me yam. Na ɛfiri ɔbarima no na nka baeɛ anka ɔbɛtena hɔ atwɛn me anaa ɛsi bebree. Enti papa yɛ sɔfo yi afutuo bɛn yɛna mepɛ afutuo kɔwɔ afutuo ne yɛna mu ɔdu afutuo bɛn na wode bɛma mmaa nkanka a wɔn bɛhu sɛ adeɛ wei ɛmfiri me nokwasɛm ni ɛfiri me ku a wɔn apɛ sɛ wɔn bɛfiri saa awareɛ no mu akɔ. Afutuo bɛn na papa wobɛtumi de ama wɔn.
Mudi kan ɛka first introduction no sɛ ɛba ne saa na mɛnhwɛ spectators no. But ebi adodoɔ no a yɛka saa asɛm wei no ɛyɛ kristofoɔ a makɔtɔ saa tibia wei sɛ mu, and I know how the feeling is. Ɛna menim yɛ kurom baabi a yɛfiri ɛne pressure yɛde ɛbɛma wo. But David kan asɛm bi was Psalm 121. Was remember me ni so much me pono. E fa na me mu afiri bepa. Me mu amfiri eye pressure na me ma me no me dey ma me no. Me mu amfiri eye me nam fofo no a wo mo kika se na wo koye asomasia wo ni bedru sei. But me mu afiri eye esafurate. Wo no ene ye wo soro ene asase eyofo no. Sa papa no won tonko na wada. So, I know how it is. But se wuchi nyamidi, se wuye Kristo nina se wuchi nyamidia. Sisi ya radi de tuma kuma so say after this you menu mompaye. Na me mompaye nchira se wo bipo ene kuta wo yefunu no ya. Meaning say radi be shene ho anyway. Yes, I'm feeling that spirit right now within my spirit. So that it mean ya ba ampa ye be ma no anya botre na twen radi. Na said yes ya kan bompaye ne nyame wotumi bibia yo minim wo bia ye na wodie mienu nyina ne tips nyina na enso so wawo a wokuta eye saa eye we say no CT eye na ye ma no scan no ye dik okuta wa sorry dem some show CT scan say mensu nyina ne mayi ma wodie nyina ye yi enso so me ba ne da men saso no say nyame na yes, someone would me be biayo. When you are banya, but tre, na chain, then ya may one pesa when you buy your ya. Na mrese mo nyame de wo de bro. Now be wo so enye enkrama de ni bi. It me catch when ya but tre na umra so. I can break it way bi na umre na so. I can feel right now. What me ka obabi a wo no. Umra so se nyame wo be shanu ho anim. Wo so we obi be nyinsɛn na wa hye nyame anim onyam. What na wo ache yes, but today I can assure you by the spirit say wo umre na ye dey. Aso tinya botre. Em obi mo anso na nkonya 8. Umra so se urade. Wo ba be hye ne ho anim onyam wo abrabom.
Into America na enkohwe iti de papa e paachra ne se o hosa na se tibiano mo wo mu no enfum so no free o e free be ma na eno nkire se tutu America ne free aware enim iti enua man ma bebre me de mint now me ma me man kam yem me ma wo betimi akọ asa akọ ware so wo ngo enye guaranteed enti eya mama pressure no emra from eya enye
This is Jafric Radio.
There was one of the interview via meeting about this lady Diana Hamilton. Now she has married for 6 years now ebama, and it wasn't easy for her because of ocean fan base any nyoma na oyonyum tunia nipa nim so yo Christo nipa. She was a nurse and the husband say a doctor. And communim say oh nurse ne doctor de enka problem with the nyeshe nka also mo bitima handle na so now atena 6 years na de anyame ye no all wo no nyame hira no so wo no wo twins so who knows if you are about triplets it's in your money be wo ha aya yento ye boase yento ye boase am say abusiafo me kan we akire mu say Jafric Radio ho ye app bi a say ukuta sa Apple phones na wo de call Apple Store na ko download Jafric Radio ho wo download do a app no ebe ba o phone no so wo be hu icon no e wo so enti time bia o pesa wo share Jafric Radio programs no wo click icon no so a ebe ba live ama wa share your programs that die ya nyina no the opesa wo call share bia no wo betumi a share say ukta Android phone so a eno so be download do na fe wanya sa icon no phone no so na unya wi a anytime anywhere opese on share Jafric Radio na untie your programs ya onsa ebetumi akan eno no na ehu hia mpo se obekọ social media handles no so ansa na wenyaye nemum app na umi aso a onsa ebetumi akan na wa enjoy inti misraw se wonya download ya tutu america se ya na download said be ya ye buy ya umi aso a onsa ebetumi aka Jafric Radio na wa hwe yem fefefe ensema ye kan wo ho ebi mu tiesko ansa no makoje san chire we say ebi mu ha ebi mu ko counseling akopensem say etie but ye dia bro free enti unua bi nso wo ho a send mano send it sa link ne famano na on join Jafric Radio abusia no na Brenny Debia, yet me din sem say a bro. Yes, yen, ya junior a taisa de we yachin, a yabako pe. Ya per se, a busia bia, a be enjoy almost second heaven on earth. Heaven why a pakon, ube enjoy, o dear, ewa worry. And some po, and a umrasu, amawako. Yem pese family bia be. Go through hell in their marriages. Into nyoma into mimbuama aware no enko no na ye hye na yesiesie na ye de asisi na ye de atoto yie na afa aware ni ma ye de na aso na enigye nso abafie obi na kan sise fie pa adwo a wo asori ni ma adwo baby a wote community a wote mu na ho nso adwo afena etre eko oman a wotim no nso no oman no mu nso ejo sakasaka sifia baby abeko bia no ho ye sakasaka say one kasa no wunya a clear conscience to think or to do things as a rightful being it is say enyoma bia ekoso ye wo fia baby a obefa bia no nso so no na asunjie ewo ho akamre tuwe bi na yemre no asun we have just less than 10 minutes it here wrap up it afa obia final submission no meje namdi free Mr. Jechiso in total holistically what are you saying as your final submission Mr. Jechi?
Yo Abraham Darcy said I mean you can't be brave. We have said a lot last week, so we said a lot. And this is here, so I'm saying contributions to our banner. And then you quote details.
Very
yes,
detailed.
especially with the presence of also for no spiritual side, no,
yes.
or in detail analysis. And then Mr. Yayan, so we're briefing in the medical field.
That's right.
Yes. And I'm saying you quote details enough. And the mechanic say, yeah, nipa etiwias ni there. Such problems there will always be there. And I see nippons in life, no, you copy a free a man for frosso, and we be brave. Then the only thing we say, we order Sani, let's say, would Timia. One, Junia Mino Bow Berry as an D, and then number one. Last week, me can't send be, so I'm not boy and that chemical no the and sign or
sign
any the kind. And it to me, no. Cheche bia wutie no se wuti sa cheche ndia na odi tu anamon nso koto tibia mu sei ne se wire funtumi mba anaso won fanyin sen di o man se obako professionals won hu nyansan di nyakopon no boy no last week ye ka se herbal medication say nyakopon ma hu nim die sesi a ko be hom timi ye ni na e ka nyakopon enchechere nti me de na me hu ni ntie se obi o sa problem no a obetra se adwen ho ama we ya ni ara se o de akogya aware ebi ase na me say ya kan age e ka ho no se no na se mo kan psychological na kind of stand but don't wait till that time so na me chere it's no way na me bonnet to a nyakopon adom ene yakọ details spiritual side and a medical side ya kan in 90 o tie for no one say utu ho anamon udi unyamedi na medical professionals so ni e kyerɛw ni ye na afiwa hwehwe ano edro answer. Thank you.
Ko na yentro ne yew na wa hwehwe ano edro Mr. Jachinyame onhyiraw. Okay papa, ye ba so wo final submission de wo wa dream ne opesa wo kafa ho bia.
Yo emete say we mama sa akonya wi. But the me pese etifu nyina etiem ni say e ba ni say especially e man me nua mama na me ba mo so. Ebinam asofo atrofo bi so di mu consume kwakwa kodware mo. Emwa de me pese me kama wote ase ne say jiwunya me di say de Mr. Jachi aka. Da wo a wotiem ne me say wo mara so say onyame be ye bibi di ama. Emfiri wukuna chinka se wo jahe wukuna no na mo ntwen awurade anim. Na me nim say wo a wote me nka bia no wo mara so. But me mom paye mama ansa na me di ama eye sa papa eye we na mawie. Wo bibia wo pa wo mpese wo de wo nsa to wo yefunu so. Sabri ya me no kase. Fa wo nsa to wo yefunu so. Wo gina wukunu ho a ye bibi ti se wukunu fa ye ne the point of contact. Se free be man se free oba no. Me pese wo ye sa de we sei na de mame. O mienti Yesu. Am so kwa asori fie. Na okwa asori fie ho no na enkrofo ton eniema wo ho. Ne bi beton no ma ne bi so beton no mo de ko. Na Yesu duro ne bufi no muni eniema ni nyina tugui. Adentia ebia wo na obi abeto wa wo de afiri wo mu wo de ko. Ebia no obi akoto yare bi no de abre oyefunu no anasa o spam no say o untimi ngoda enemi gina ha se nyame yakoa abara wo nsa da oyefunu so me bompaye wo Jesus Christ de ne mu se ense biara eda oyefunu so a wadi full stop atoso enne me yefre so wo Yesu de ne mu me de Yesu mo cha no me de ahohoro eye wa wodie no mu me de ahohoro eye spam no mu efri na ekro ubedi adansie bia woni bi da wo be frɛ wo radio station so say abra osofo ne ye bompaye no sabusumi we man ko emfikire biem awurade minim sɛ wotie me da sɛ de Elijah kan no enen so wotie me na abɛyɛ na de akyi animonyam ama wo me da wase sɛ wayɛ ne saa pepepe e de ama me e wo Yesu dine mu nti no amen.
Amen. Papa nyame onhyiraw pa. Nyankopɔn enhyiraw sɛ wabɔ mpae nso ama etiefo. Mpae ade ba ko wom ne sɛ wogidi a ɛbɛyɛ adwuma ama wo. Aha. Eti wo a ya bɔ mpae onim sɛ wo hwehwɛ awo na wobise awurade a no ɛnɛ sɛ mpae papa boy wogidi a no kwasɛm ne sɛ wobɛba bedi adanseɛ ama aye ni unyam hye enti ye call Mr. Yaya so and then we take his final word and the summary of all the submissions.
Thank you very much, Deaconess. What I will say is, in wrapping up, what I will say is, please, listeners, most often it is very difficult for couple to enjoy their marriage, and this program is designed in a way that, as the deaconess said, for every family to enjoy their second heaven here before they go. So you see, when there is difficulty in conceiving or having a child, even to have sex is difficult. It become problem because the primary objective of couple going to bed together, mostly they think it is about having a child. After engaging in such practice for a long time, if they are not seeing top, then the value decreases.
Okay.
So people becomes the reluctance to have it is not even there. But what I want to say is no, you should continue because it's not only that. There are lots to do with that. It brings you together. It makes communication very, very fruitful. Then also, women has a few periods to have that which they are fertile. That is after menstruation. They have up to 1 week when they menstruate, something like that. It's an average.
Yeah.
Then between 12 days to 18 days, that is where they are very fertile. And some couple also calculate that and they try to engage in sex around that time, and that is also wrong, because you have to do it normally, even though you don't have to miss the periods, but you have to do it normally. You don't have to if you do that, you may miss, because you don't know when God, maybe you don't know God is going to put you together. Is going to cause the fertilization. So please, you must relax, feel free, do it as normal, as couple, and then engage in prayers and observe all the rules that governs marriage. And by Allah's grace, I'm very sure you will see the tunnel, you will see the light after the tunnel. So please, let's not rush. And then also positions also count.
Positions.
Please.
Oh, okay.
Go on normal way. Go on normal way. And it is not bad to see semen after sex, to see it come out. Few will come out. That doesn't mean all has come. Some even fight their husbands, some fight their wives that they allow. So, no, you can't control that. You only deposit the whole thing there, gentle. When it's coming, deposit it gentle, and then leave the rest to Allah to handle it. That is not your duty. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Leave the rest to Allah to handle it. Just deposit, give it out, and He will take control of that. Thank you so much, Mr. Yaya, and my able panelists, Pastor Emmanuel Edujemfi and Mr. Fred Jechi Mensah, for your wonderful advice and submissions. We thank you so very much. And one advice that I would give to the couple, especially women, those whose their husbands are not able to give them children and they go outside to get pregnant for their husbands without the knowledge of their husbands, should be very careful. Yes, because it's very deceitful for making your husband think that his children are his, but biologically it's not. So please, we must, and it's a must, to refrain from those behaviors and wait on God, just as our panelist has said, wait on God, and in His own time, He will help you, give you children. Let me quickly check the comments. All right. Okay, Nanayak. Nanaya said, I like that. Deposit it gentle. Nana, thank you. You are there. Okay, I have Admira Abubakar. She's watching. And Anderson Apia is also watching. Sister Vida Enin is watching. And Admira Abubakar say, Musha Allah. Okay. Thank you so much. So much. And then Abankola Wali.
Abankola Wali.
Rashida Musa. She's also, I don't know whether it's, oh, she's female. I saw the picture. Yes. And then Linda Adoma. Oh, Mama Linda, thank you for watching us. We have Kwame Ando. Kwame Ando, thank you so very much. And then Said, this name is very difficult for me to pronounce. Said Yaku. I don't know if I am right. Said.
Yeah. Right. He's right.
It's difficult for me to pronounce. Forgive me. All right. Thank you so very much, viewers. We do appreciate your support for this Home Sweet Home program. We thank you. We want to take this opportunity to thank the panelists who made this program possible. To you, thank you so much, Mr. Yaya, for your greatest contributions. A lot of people are looking forward to see you, but today their dreams has come true, because always we read your comments and now you are with us in the studio. We just want to thank you for making time for this program. He's been there with us all the time. Anytime we need him, he comes around.